Hello there, everybody. How are you all doing today? Welcome back to more E3 2004 shenanigans with Megan and myself.
Yeah, doing the show floor.
Doing the show floor. So this might be the final video. There might be two. I'm not too sure. Not many show floor videos for this year. I think we're finally starting to enter the year of like that not being as well documented for whatever reason. It's really weird that like the earlier years seemed a bit more documented with this kind of stuff. But
I assume it's the kind of thing where, like, because the internet is becoming more prevalent, they probably just figured, oh, it's already on the internet.
probably, like, it's certainly possible. So Megan and I are gonna take this one by Neo Gamer, the video game archive, which I believe we've seen some stuff from before. And then we're gonna combine it with this one, presumably, right? But Gamers Anonymous. Just because I figure combining them kind of makes sense. There is another one that we might do, but we're gonna see how much we see in these two videos first.
Yeah.
So once again, thank you to Neo Gamer, the video game archive. Might have to check that channel out later because I'm kind of curious about what other video game archive stuff they might have.
I would be too.
But are you ready?
Yeah.
So this already starts with a time lapse. I figure I don't need to 2x speed the time lapse because that'll just make it look probably too fast. To be honest. So we'll see the setup, then we'll go through it. Because, yeah, why not, right?
Yeah.
Tons of
I like how quickly, after they put up the walls, you just can't see anything behind it anymore.
Yeah, right. Leisure Suit Larry. Never played the games, but, you know, I know all about them, because of course, right? Oh,
yeah.
So Gary Coleman. This would look to be Gary Coleman. So I saw some KOTOR 2, actually.
Yeah.
Which I believe we've seen before. I also didn't mean to do that, but it's okay. We're still good.
They're playing Pokemon.
They are. Of course they are, right? Go to E3, play some Pokemon. Vin Diesel was actually there. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, he was pretty popular at this time.
He was. Attack.
EverQuest 2.
I do find it pretty interesting. By the way, I may have to mute like the whole video. It doesn't really matter. There's not much being said. It's just like music.
Yeah.
But I don't know what song this is. So who knows? Maybe it'll be safe. I'm not too sure.
Maybe.
You know, Peter Molyneux, the man himself.
Ooh.
See that one video? I wonder if he'll be interviewed.
I was gonna say we might have to look up and see if he did an interview for Fable, because I'd be kind of curious on what kind of claims he was making.
Same, actually. Maybe who knows? Maybe I'll just even look that up later. We can just like add that. Who knows? Maybe
yeah,
I'll
like we'll see what we get through.
Peter Molyneux, like in general.
The white PSP, huh?
So I don't know why people want white consoles. They get too dirty. They're dirt shows, I should say, right?
Yeah. Like, I don't have a preference either way. I did have a couple years where, coincidentally, I bought a lot of white consoles because I have the white PS4, I have a white PS Vita. But, yeah, like, I would prefer the darker colors generally. White ones are nice, though. But they do show their dirt more.
They do.
Because, like, honestly, that's part of the reason why I'm like, maybe I should buy other plates for my PS5, because I like the white ones. But getting, like, the red or the purple would be really cool.
Yeah. Pokemon.
Nice. Oh, Donkey Kong on Jungle Beat. Nice. They got 4 swords here again. That's interesting.
Well, they did. Well, on the GameCube, they did have a separate Four Swords game.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the same one. It's combat.
Yeah, Ace Combat. Look like Ace Combat 5.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I wasn't sure if that was 0 or not.
Almost there.
Almost there. How far are we into the video already?
So Devil May Cry
4 minutes?
3.
Okay.
What this game is different this year is that it's, rather than the last game, which was kind of focused on being outdoors and a lot of shooting, this year it's really going back to basics where it's a lot more confined. But unlike the last game, it's a lot quicker. A lot quicker than the first game, too.
I wonder if that's why a lot of people don't like DMC2, or if it's like a story thing.
I assume it's a gameplay thing, because people who play Platinum games are very much into the gameplay over story. Not to say the story's bad, but...
Ooh, Sims 2 in the background.
Yeah.
Sorry, dude, I'm more interested in Sims 2. That one was really good.
Yeah, I've heard. I never played Sims 2, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'd like to see you play some Sims. I think it'd be fun. Be chill.
Yeah.
Although I hate the one Sim expansion where it's like, wants to be eco-friendly. I only hate it because, like, I played like a little bit of that one, and it was like, oh, you know, your neighborhood association's telling you that you need to be like this eco-friendly, otherwise you can get fined. And I was like,
That's so funny.
I was like, okay, it's kind of a pain in the ass, and I can't really afford to do that.
Yeah.
And then they fined me, and then I was like, okay. And then I got to a point where my son was making a ton of money, and I'm like, I'm just gonna not give a shit, and I'm just gonna like have the most like uneco-friendly like house possible, just to stick it to my neighborhood.
That's really funny.
And then I went to the options. I turned it off for like the next sim I made, just because I was like, nah, it's too annoying. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want the game telling me what I can and can't have in my sim house.
Yeah, that's a little too realistic. I want my fantasy.
is a never before seen thing in games.
Not your usual way into the E3 Expo Pavilion, the U.S. Army made a dramatic entry,
Okay, that's
dropping in
impressive.
via a Black Hawk helicopter. The Special Forces team are here to promote America's Army, the official U.S. Army.
Oh wow, America's Army. Jeez, man, I haven't heard that name in ages. Gabe Newell.
Hey, it's the man.
This is great. That's our big focus, getting it out this summer. The biggest problem was that we bit off more than we could chew. Some people broke into our network, downloaded the source code, and distributed it on the internet. That was very demoralizing for us.
Half-Life 2 has only been confirmed for the PC. However,
And yet they bounced back really well.
Right now we're planning on doing an Xbox
They did.
version. As far as anything else, we'll have to see.
This year we see a darker, meaner.
Prince of
Prince
Persia
of Persia
2.
2.
He's a little older now. He's a little more worldly.
Back before Ubisoft became in like
And armor, and
the evil company it is now.
aggressive than he was in the first.
Yeah, I
Back
don't
when
know
they were
exactly when that
character.
transition happened.
Big announcement that everybody's been
Probably a
waiting
bit
for.
into
What is
Assassin's Creed,
Very
if I'm
pleased
being
to
honest.
announce that Splinter Cell 3 is
Honestly,
gonna
probably
be
around like Assassin's Creed 3.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
far higher than people thought it could go. And just as Splinter Cell 1 revolutionized the stealth genre by the way it used lighting, Splinter Cell 3 and the graphics in that game are beyond what anyone else is showing at the entire E3 show.
The Nintendo DS and Sony PSP aren't the only new hardware at E3 2004. We take a peek at the latest gaming innovation, Phantom.
The Phantom Gaming Service is really the first on-demand gaming service that lets you get access to any game anytime from the comfort of your home.
Interesting.
Huh.
Of hardware, what we call the Phantom Game Receiver, which is some fairly
That's interesting. So it's one of the very first like game streaming consoles?
Sounds like it.
That's cool. I never actually heard of it.
An enormous library of games
Me neither.
from the couch.
Let me see here.
Instead of heading to the store to buy games, Phantom downloads them right over your broadband connection.
Wow, and they're actually one of the first ones to have an eShop too.
That's very revolutionary, actually.
On November 18th of this year.
Yeah.
And for me, that seems like an eternity.
But we've saved the best news for last.
Away for free to anybody who signs up for a 2-year service contract, just like a cell phone.
You can play any side, you can play any soldier, you can drive any vehicle.
Our motto
Battlefront.
So it looks like the Phantom was never actually released.
Super secret
Oh.
episode 3, which LucasArts is tight-lipped about. Instead,
That's
they're showing
interesting.
off intense online gameplay.
We have 16-player online support for PlayStation 2 and Xbox. We have 32
That's
players for the
interesting.
PC, all with voice
Some prototypes are known to
Nothing was really
exist,
exciting about this chapter
which I
in,
guess would have been the
Doom
one we saw there.
Well, what we've got here is
Yeah.
Gen 3 Xbox, which is completely exciting for us.
In October 2021, a first-generation prototype was listed for auction.
We've got an entirely new graphics.
So the one at E3 would have been the second-generation prototype.
It's a world of just deep
Huh.
atmosphere.
Okay.
And that one surfaced a year later, I guess in 2022, after the discovery of the surviving 2003 prototype.
That's kind of sad, actually, because that means they basically went out of business like only a couple months before they were able to fully do the console. I wonder if they had issues with the manufacturing process.
I mean, maybe. I guess it looks like some people... Let me see here. Because it was never properly marketed, leading to suggestions that it was vaporware.
Oh, okay.
So it looks like the price was reportedly going to be below $399 with a thing called PhantomNet, which is the gaming content service priced at $9.95 a month. So $9.95 a month.
So it's an expensive console that also had a subscription fee, and you also had to download and buy games.
Seems like that may have been the case, yes.
Like, they didn't say for sure, but I would assume at least some stuff in the eShop you'd probably have to buy or upgrade to.
Riddick lands exclusively on Xbox on June 1st.
Yeah, so it says the company was unable to raise its projected $30 million to complete the Phantom and announced it would downsize and focus on the Phantom lapboard, a wireless keyboard for home use.
The noise and distraction and the
Looks like they're accused of running a pump and dump scheme in promoting the Phantom console in 2004.
Ah. That's basically what they did here. Yeah.
And I guess because of the loss of credibility because of it in the gaming and business worlds, their company started going under.
Instead of games, Atari was
Okay,
showing off
that's
artwork
fair.
Inspired by their classic
That's impressive.
logo
That's
and custom consoles
see, it's so
like
weird because that would have been like
PS2.
very innovative.
If it actually was released and it worked the way that it kind of sounded like it was, it would have been pretty innovative, and it would have been one of the very first consoles to even have like a proper eShop and streaming like that.
Yeah.
I'd be curious about the streaming is like, because I know even nowadays streaming games is not super great in anything that requires really fast reaction times.
Yeah.
And they were mostly showing off shooters, which makes me think the latency was probably not too great.
Probably not. So
Oh,
really
that's
interesting.
cool.
That is pretty cool.
Ace Combat 5, we got improved graphics.
Ace Combat 5.
Bigger story mode.
Nice.
A bigger campaign.
Certainly one of my favorite Ace Combats.
A lot more planes. And
Yeah, I do need to play more. I've only ever played 0.
Yeah, and that was like a couple years ago.
Yeah, it was a few years ago now. I know, we just been busy. Oh, this
So-
Max Payne? Oh, Dead to Rights, okay.
Dead to Rights 2 by the looks of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm noticing a theme for like the past couple of like E3s. I've played this game. I mean to play more of it. That was
I
like,
know,
a year
because I
ago.
don't have time to play anything, and like a lot of these games I've only gotten in the last few years.
Whoa, it's your game.
I don't know if I'd say it's my game, but it's a good game.
Okay, that's interesting. Dude, they're
Yeah.
kind of like, it's like, dude, me and the boys.
Pretty much, yeah. I think they changed that. I can't quite remember if that's actually a thing in the game or not.
Giant tank of cockroaches.
Oh.
Factor Unleashed will let you
Interesting.
confront your
Ugh,
fears on the
I don't like
PC
that.
console. There's no game footage available yet.
I've only seen like one cockroach in my whole life. Yeah, I'm sure some people probably would be like would find that like impressive. I just remember like when I was super young, like at my old home, like my really old home, like my first home.
Yeah.
And, like my sister found a cockroach like on the stairs going up from the basement,
Oh.
and she was like, ah, ah. And I think it was like hissing or something. It was really weird.
They hiss?
Yeah. I think it's like a hissing cockroach. I don't know if it actually did hiss, but like She said it did.
Okay.
An element. You're just the part of it.
I was gonna say I've never seen that, but I've never actually seen a cockroach. So
And that's just scratching the surface.
I don't know. I always figured that we live in Canada. It's too cold for them to be up here. There's probably some, just probably less.
Potentially.
Oh, that's cool. They're
That
taking
is
the
pretty
scene from the movie.
From games like Pitfall 25 years ago to what we're coming out with on June 29th, which is Spider-Man 2.
Activision's first next-gen Spider-Man was a blockbuster, but we wanted to know more about the Web-Slinger's new free-roaming gameplay.
Unlike a lot of games out there,
Very
that are
impressive.
free-roaming in a horizontal sense,
Yeah.
this game is free-roaming horizontally
It
and
was the
vertically.
best Spider-Man
So
game
the entirety
that
of the
came out
game
before
has
Spider-Man
been done for
PS4.
you.
Yeah.
We got drafted at
I mean, I
Activision-
still
Like there was a lot of
need
good
to
ones from what I
PS4.
understand, but yeah.
Yeah, no, like Spider-Man 2 is without a doubt like the best.
This is here
Yeah.
for Call of Duty Finest Hour, which is an altogether
Yeah.
new game in the Call of Duty series, built especially from the ground up for the consoles. We drop you right into the heart of combat to experience the cinematic intensity.
Yeah, so
battle, and epic moments
I don't know
of
if you know this,
pursuit.
Megan, but the original Call of Duty, I believe, was always PC only.
We're very excited to have
Yeah.
worldwide
Hmm,
So,
I didn't know that.
But they had these little like kind of spin-off games for the console, like Finest Hour, Big Red One.
I think this is a great fusion of what
Okay.
Sony
Yeah,
does
I think a couple
incredibly
others.
well. Games, music, and movies.
The game is actually
Yo,
going to be like two games
Conquer.
in one. So on one side is a 16-player class-based team multiplayer game, and on the other side is a totally redone version of Conquer Bad Fur Day.
Medal of Honor Pacific Assault has a brand new engine. We also have dynamic AI. So virtually you can go through a level and not play it the same way twice, and the enemies will respond differently as well. Battlefield 2 is going to offer 35 different modern weapon systems, 35 different vehicles, over 30 different modern weapons you can get your hands on. All new squad control. With Battlefield 2, you can actually go in rank from private all the way through general, and as you do so, you unlock new features and privileges inside the gameplay.
This year, we're just trying to deliver the most authentic.
Yo, the
hip-hop
Street
product
series.
possible, so we've
Oh no, it's
expanded
not. That's not
the
the
artist
NBA and.
We got
Oh, it's fucking
No,
Def
Def
Jam.
Jam.
Oh my god, I remember Def Jam, dude. I did enjoy playing some Def Jam.
Love the original gameplay style that was in GoldenEye. You're gonna love Rogue Agent.
I didn't play
GoldenEye
much.
Rogue Agents,
Play like
huh?
one Def Jam game.
Gun shooting like the original. Fight alongside Pussy Galore.
See, I don't know much about this one, but I'm gonna assume it probably wasn't very good.
It probably wasn't.
The original or it's in the first-person shooters knows that you gotta have a strong multiplayer mode. We have split screen, two-way, four-way split screen. We also support online play on the Xbox and PlayStation 2.
Lord of the Rings: A Battle for Middle-earth
see.
is a real-time strategy game out this fall from Electronic Arts. It's all about fighting in the epic battles of all
See, Battle for Middle-earth, that's quite
you get to play as four
a
different
nostalgia
armies,
trip.
and
I really
you
like
gotta
that game.
all throughout
I didn't
Middle-earth
play a
to
ton
make
of it
sure
though.
that
This was the like RTS, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never played it, but it always seemed interesting. I always felt like, oh, yeah, maybe I should. Yeah, I should play it because it's Lord of the Rings and it seems fun. But yeah, I don't know, I never did.
This is a follow-up of one of the games.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. It kind of had this interesting system where, like, as you do certain things, you would build up points, like, for your race or whatever, and then you could pick, like, special abilities. And I always thought it was really cool.
This is something the fans asked for in the last game,
Huh.
and really this year Nintendo is giving the gamers what they want.
Paper Mario 2.
Italian plumber guy? When did you guys come up with that?
I do wonder why they dropped like Paper Mario 2, because I mean they could have just called it Paper Mario 2: The Thousand-Year Door. Excuse me, if they wanted.
Probably because it was the only one that was actually on the system, and they, I guess, I would assume it has a more independent story, so they probably didn't want people to feel like they had to play the N64 version.
I mean that's probably part of it, yeah. Because from what I do know, the stories are like very different, and a lot of the characters from the first game I think don't show up. I think they get like mentioned like offhandedly, and maybe I think one has like a cameo in a cutscene, and that's really about it.
Yeah. I think that's a pretty common thing, is that they'll generally leave numbers out of titles if it's not like a direct sequel, but it depends on the franchise. Not all of them do that.
The Metroid franchise, and it moves it into a 3D multiplayer game. The bottom screen shows your character. The top screen is showing a map of the area.
Along with Metroid Prime Hunters, the DS is going to give you your Wario fix with the all-new WarioWare Inc.
I didn't know WarioWare was like a launch game. That's cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. I guess it makes sense.
It started out on the
It does.
and then just was released on the Nintendo Gamecube. You know,
With how quirky and interesting those games are, I can see them taking good advantage of the touchscreen and the dual screens.
Yeah, for sure.
Nintendo hasn't forgotten its mascot franchise player. There's a new Super Mario Brothers
this also
game
makes
in
sense.
the works. And once again, you'll be in control of Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, and Wario as you lick the bad guys in an all-new adventure. How much more do you want? Well, how about Super Mario Kart, Picto Challenge, and Animal Crossing DS? The Nintendo DS looks to be the one gift that will be going fast this holiday season.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably quite true.
I mean, they had a lot of really good games on launch there too. Like Mario Kart is an amazing game. I love Mario Kart DS.
See, I never played it, but yeah, I'd be curious.
It just had a really good track selection, and the one thing in particular I really liked about it is that if only one person owned the game, you could use download play to play with up to 8 people. You could only play like 8 races, but just the fact that you could do that with one copy was really cool.
That is really cool. Okay, now we're going to be switching gears a little bit. So thank you, Neo Gamer, once again. But we'll be moving on to the one by Gamers Anonymous now. The actual Showfloor.
Yeah.
So this, I believe, should just be them, like, walking about.
So I just want to say
Yeah.
hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Welcome to the DS Theater. I'm really excited to be here because I get to tell you.
They had Mario himself talking about the DS.
Trustworthy. That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, aka Mario himself.
Yeah. Well, not anymore, but he's still the ambassador.
I mean, Megan, he's always gonna be Mario, regardless of whether he's voicing the character or not.
I mean, I know, but still. As far as I understand, the guy that did Wonder was pretty good. I don't know his name, unfortunately.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure he did fine. It's just, Charles Martinet is Mario. Regardless, he's always gonna be Mario, even if there's someone else voicing it.
I mean, yeah, probably.
Then that other new guy will be, Mario as well. Like, I'm not saying anything bad about the new guy. Yeah, I don't even know what it sounds like. I've not seen much of Mario Wonder.
I've only seen a couple of clips from like Nintendo Directs. I haven't actually played it.
Yeah, so 2x speed through you.
Oh, taking the DS out at work.
Apparently everybody is.
I do like how even back then they did commercials like that, because this looks very similar to like what they tried to do with the Switch marketing.
Yeah, right? Very, very similar. Okay, buffering seems to have caught up. I don't know why it was being like that.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Time for bed!
Well, I don't know about you, but I can't wait to integrate this into my daily life. But let's hear what some developers have to say about some of the features of the Nintendo DS.
It potentially allows game players to connect wirelessly. The way that the play wireless approach is really neat. I keep imagining sitting on a bus or a train, popping up in your DS, and finding somebody else who's maybe a few seats down from you. Next thing you know, you look up, you meet eyes, you say, oh, I've got a new friend. It's more social interaction to players. It's more fun to be up on a friend than it is to be up on a...
I mean, I'm sure it happens sometimes. I don't think it's a very, like, common thing for people to just be like, oh yeah, you play DS2? Yeah, cool, let's be friends. And then you guys just, like, get off the bus, right? I don't imagine that's a very common thing.
No, it's probably not, but that's how Nintendo's always kind of marketed their consoles, because even when it came to, like, the 3DS and stuff, you're like, oh, you could spot past people that come by you, and I guess be friends with them, but there was, like, no way to directly chat with them, so it was a little weird that way.
Yeah.
You can have some of the information on one screen while you're not interrupting the game on the second screen. The Nintendo dual screen is something that we're really excited about developing for. It's very innovative, which is classic Nintendo that they've taken the form factor and taken it to the next level.
I think this is going to be a trend for the future. I think with a dual screen, game designers can do things that the gamers are comfortable with and be able to broaden the type of games that you want to handle.
The DS has left and right controls, as well as the ABXY controls.
I didn't realize the trigger buttons on that were kind of round instead of like the typical like rectangular ones that we have.
Yeah. Do they have rectangular like shoulder buttons now?
Yeah, because the ones on the 3DS, they're very similar to like the ones like on the Switch, where they're kind of like rounded in that well, it's like a rectangular shape with the one side being curved, basically.
Ah, okay.
But, yeah, I don't... Because the Game Boy SP has, like, a more square button in the back. It's very small. So I guess that's kind of what they were doing with the original DS.
Okay, that makes sense.
No!
That's very good. Yeah, like being able to play what is essentially like Mario 64 like on a handheld for sure would have been very amazing at the time period.
Yeah, no, we definitely didn't have anything like that. Oh, this Pokemon Dash?
I don't know, is it?
Okay. I think
Pokemon
so.
Dash. You told me about that,
DS
didn't you?
Pikachu.
DS
I
Pikachu
think
Tech Demo. Okay.
That's funny. Yeah, I think Pokemon Dash was the game that came out on DS. I think it was more like a racing game. I don't know a ton about it because I never played it, but
Okay.
I heard it was alright.
So maybe that wasn't Pokemon Dash then. Maybe that was just like a tech demo to show off stuff you could do with Pikachu. It looks like they kind of maybe kept that idea for like later games.
I mean, it's possible that it ended up transitioning into Pokemon Dash eventually, but yeah, that's probably strictly a tech demo. Congratulations! Bye!
Bye! Oh, there he is.
Oh, he ran between the screens, oh my god! It started!
Right, like I like how they really want I like how they're using this tech demo to show that off. Right?
Yeah.
It's like, notice how Pikachu can run between your two screens. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. Conquer? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Such a disappointment. I don't know. Like I said, the multiplayer was fun, but overall, just such a disappointment of a game.
Yeah, they changed the tone of the game a bit too much, at least from what I've seen.
Like, I would say if anybody's gonna play Conquer, play the original if you can, right?
Yeah.
It's just better, you know? It's not even like the swearing aspect. Although, weirdly enough, I feel like that is actually a good point against the remake, right? Is that they just... Yeah, because like it's not really Conquer when you're censoring the Great Mighty Pooh song, right?
True.
But just I think the combat itself is also like very different because like Conquer got like a baseball bat or something that you could use to hit enemies. It was just really very different, a very different tone of game.
Yeah.
Which is this?
I'm not sure. I don't recognize it.
Hold on.
And I couldn't read that.
We can try. I think he looks up shortly. Yeah. Not like...
Yeah, I have no idea.
Is it time for Google Images? I think it might be able to tell like the thing on the bottom at least. Let me see.
Maybe.
Google Images. Time to pull you out again. Because you're actually really handy for stuff like this.
Yeah.
Alright, Google. Have me be impressed with you. So far, I'm not very impressed. It's giving me a lot of album covers.
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
A lot of synthwave album covers. Is there a better picture I can take of this, perhaps? Let me see. Because what if I like do the bottom? No, it's not really giving me anything either. Oh man, I just really wonder what game this would have been. What if I took up the gameplay? See, that might actually be a bit better.
Probably.
I don't know. I don't think so. Actually, I'm not getting anything from this. Like I see Costume Quest and like Friday Night Funkin'. I know it's not that one for sure. I don't think it's Costume Quest. I don't know.
No, it's definitely not Costume Quest.
Okay, well, who knows? Maybe someone else will know what this one is, because I don't know. I have no clue. It looks like you're fighting Popo, though.
Yeah.
You're like skipping with a jump rope. And now you're like a dude? Okay.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I wonder what game this is. Yeah, if anybody knows, please let us know, because I'm intrigued.
It looks really quirky and really interesting.
It's a Capcom,
it's a Capcom game.
Looks like you're some kind of alien. You're an alien transforming. Hold on, you're an alien transforming into like other people. Hold on. I'm just really curious. I want to see if I can find it. Capcom alien I can't spell transform apparently. Transform into people. Oh, okay. So it's a game called Under the Skin.
Okay.
I want to know more about this. Science fiction and comedy elements. Sent from planet Mischief to Earth to generally wreak havoc. That's interesting. The game features cameos from some of the cast from one of Capcom's other games, such as an entire level that functions as a parody of Resident Evil 3. Huh.
Okay, that's kind of funny.
Mixed reviews. I might, I'm gonna have this on the games to keep an eye out for list because I'm curious about it.
Yeah, it seems kind of quirky and interesting, and I can't say I've ever seen it, so I don't know how rare of a game it is.
Let me see. Let me get to my. Under the Skin.
Price charting says it goes for $57.71, so I assume it's relatively rare. It's probably about $70 Canadian.
I mean, probably. Okay, well, we'll keep an eye out for it.
Yeah.
No, Jack. This is Jack. Oh, it said Jack, but like it looked like it was spelled correctly. Not with just a K. Jack's Return. This is Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
I say I've heard about this game. Because I think it is like... What, technically a sequel to the movie or something?
It looks cool.
Remember. Happy Halloween!
I like how he has like the slime whip. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Or ectoplasm whip, whatever that's supposed to be.
Yeah, I don't think the game was considered good, but I don't know. It doesn't look too bad based on this.
I think I've seen it before, actually.
Yeah? Oh, wait. You're right. We might have seen this one at local video game store.
I was saying, I'm pretty sure I've seen it there. I didn't know much about it. I just figured it was a cheap license game.
Oh, there you go.
But I think I've seen the box art, yeah.
Well, maybe if we see it next time, maybe we should see how much it is, and maybe consider getting it.
Yeah, because I don't quite remember. I want to say it was at least $50.
Yeah, like it's probably too much, to be fair, from what you get, but it's probably like a unique piece to have at the very least.
Yeah.
I assume this is Devil May Cry, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, you gotta love old CRT TVs, eh? I like how this one's just like permanently not able to see color in like the middle of the screen, which I presume is just like a speed issue with the camera. Man, CRTVs
it probably
are
is,
weird
yeah.
with cameras.
Like it probably looks okay in person, but yeah, the
Oh,
refresh rate is probably awkward with the camera, so it's doing that.
Man, old tech problems.
Yeah.
Ooh, where are we going? I see
seems
Half-Life
like
2.
Valve.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Also, I see everyone has their swag, man.
They do. E3 swag. Never gonna see any of that ever again.
Probably not. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of that just doesn't exist anymore.
Ah, it's Gary Coleman. I assume it's Gary Coleman. Oh, Running with Scissors? Oh, this would have been Postal. Postal 2, I think.
Okay.
Or would have been the original Postal. I don't remember. Because, yeah, I think there's the whole level where you have to go and, like, kill Gary Coleman, I think. It's been a while since I've seen anything Postal related. All that Mega Man stuff, all the Proto Man's helmet, Zero's helmet. That's cool. Man, I remember back when Capcom didn't forget about Mega Man. When they actually cared about Mega Man. No, this is Baten Kaitos. I said because I remember that mask from the trailer.
Yeah. It's kind of cool, so it has like a card system for combat.
Yeah. How very Chain of Memories of it.
I mean, kind of. It also looks like it's turn-based rather than action like Chain of Memories. I've heard good things about Baten Kaitos, so I don't know if it's this one specifically or if it's just the ones on the GameCube, but they're pretty good.
I mean, I think I've heard good things too.
I'm still waiting for my copy of the remake to come.
Metal Gear Solid 3. Man. This was like watching old VHS like anime from back in the day.
Yeah.
So you have the really hard to read subtitles. Yeah, I guess since I mentioned this before, I still haven't gotten Megan to play MGS3 yet. Soon.
Yeah.
Maybe. Probably.
Probably.
I just figure I'll keep up the theme of like, Megan hasn't played this game yet. I'm trying to get Megan to play this game. Because, I mean, we're seeing all these games now that I do want to get you to actually play sometime. I know it's a time issue, yes, I know.
I was to say, give me more time and I'd be happy to play.
It's not your fault. Like, I'm not trying to say like it is. It's purely a time thing. But, you know. Manage your time better is all I'm saying. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Such a good game, though. So good. Seen some proper gameplay by the looks of it too, or at least areas that I am familiar with, unlike in the initial unveiling of it. Good job, Snake. Whoa, you don't do that in a stealth game. I was shown this bit. At least I think I remember that. Whoa. The Ocelot unit. What, killing in a stealth game? Snake, how could you? See, this is just gonna give Megan the wrong impression. She's gonna go into MGS3 now, trying to kill everybody.
I mean, it might be fun.
Shutting off a lot of areas, actually.
They are.
Whoa, CQC. It's pretty long, actually. Giving you quite the story overview.
I mean, it was one of their really big releases this year, so it makes sense they would put extra emphasis on it.
Well, they're playing the song. It's very hard to tell just because it's 2x speed, but it's really good. So even after they roll like the main title card, it's like, nah, here's a little bit more still.
Yeah.
Typical Kojima, typical MGS. I appreciate it. You're pretty good. Rumble Roses. I guess it did come out. Like around this point. I've talked about Rumble Roses before. I don't remember in what context. But, what did I talk about Rumble Roses?
I don't remember. I know you've mentioned it a few times, at least on stream, as the game you're looking for.
Yeah, because, like, really good wrestling game. It looks like they're just playing the full OP, too. But yeah, like, really good game, good wrestling game. Better than what you'd think for a game marketed like this, right?
Yeah.
Because you can tell what they're going for 100%. It's like your typical, just like, overly sexualized, like, kind of fetish fighter, right? With the characters, like, they're all meant to be something and relating to that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like your innocent Japanese girl, your American cowgirl. They're probably gonna show off like other ones in this. They have like your bondage, like latex bondage suit character, your supermodel character, like your kind of singer. I think that's who Aisha is. So you know, it's very much like that, but when you actually play it, it's actually pretty well built, right? Like it's a pretty well built game. But you know, not like the best story, but like it has one. It's all right, you know. And I told you before, like with a lot of different endings, and like I think like a good and a bad ending for each character, and actually like it gives you, it unlocks like a new version of that character, which is really cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty interesting. I like it when games do stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's built on the same company that made the WWE games at the time. It's built on that same engine with the same company behind it, which is pretty cool. So which game is this? It sounds like you know. It sounds like you have an idea.
I mean, it looks familiar.
Hold on, did they show it? Like, I won't like, yeah, I'm not gonna like go all the way back here, but I think they did like show the title. I'm not really too sure. 'Cause that's not it. It was like there for a brief second. It shows here, and he cuts.
Oh, it's yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It wasn't what I thought it was.
That's actually a game series I do want to like check out at some point.
Yeah, me too. I've heard it's really good, and I've never played any of them.
I see this is kind of around the time period where a lot of games are doing like a kind of more like chibi kind of like style to their characters for their RPGs. Because I mean, it looked like Tales of Symphonia kind of had a very similar thing going on.
Yeah.
Kind of doing the Final Fantasy like 7 thing, but like with more detailed models, right?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, Silent Hill 4: The Room. You know, it's a game, you know, I will say this is one game that I think gets a bit too much hate. I think it's, I think, like, I've gone through, like, a few different emotions of this one. I think it has its problems, and I know, like, why it gets the hate, to be fair. But at the same time, like, it's, like, it has such an interesting premise, you know? So I know for the longest time it was, like, rumored that this game was actually not a Silent Hill game at the beginning. And then they're like, yeah, I think I've told you this before too, actually. And No, if you forget, it's fine. I'm not trying to like call you out. But I think the rumor is originally it was not a Silent Hill game and it was a completely different like game. But then they're like, well, yeah, but if it has Silent Hill on it, it'll sell better because Silent Hill is a name that's recognizable. But I actually have come to hear that I don't think that's true. I think that's probably a rumor just someone made up that got really well known and popular just because people didn't like the room. But I think it's come out in interviews that no, this was always meant to be a Silent Hill game, right? So I don't know what's true. I'm willing to bet that it probably was always meant to be a Silent Hill game.
Yeah, I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
But there's a lot of reason why one would assume it isn't, because like the game barely even takes place in Silent Hill, right?
Yeah.
Which is kind of why I think the rumor of, oh, it was never meant to be a Silent Hill game. And they just threw in references to Silent Hill later, when it was going to be one. But I don't know, I think maybe they were trying just something different with it. Because I don't know, I love the premise of the room. I really do. I think it's a really interesting game, and I know it has its problems. Like I told you before about like, oh wow, they even rebuilt like the kitchen. Okay, that's sick.
That's cool.
And the door as well. Cause like so here's the thing, right? Like you can't really see it here, but like think about how interesting of a premise it is for like Silent Hill 4: The Room, right? Because the premise is like, man, I wish I could like get a better image of the door. Because like the whole premise is like the guy wakes up like in his apartment building, right? He wakes up in his room one day and he just finds all of these chains covering his door, right?
Yeah.
He can't open the door. No one on the outside can hear him. You know, he's essentially just like in his own little world, right? And he's just kind of trapped there. Like imagine how good of a premise that is. And like the imagery of the door is actually like really iconic in my mind, right? Because like it's just the image of this door, and it just has like chains like covering it. Like it's just such a good premise. Yeah, I'm gonna go back. I'm just gonna see if they, because I think they do show the door. Like that's it a little bit.
Yeah.
But like you can kind of see like, you know, how the chains are done up, right? Like it's a very, to me, a very iconic kind of look. And it's a very scary idea.
Yeah. No, the chains are definitely placed on the door in a very meticulous way, very intended way.
And it's just very like, I don't know. Like I'm not gonna say it's like my favorite. It's not my favorite. So it's not my favorite Silent Hill game. I just think it has a really unique premise and idea, and I think it's just really cool. And some of the monster designs are like really, really good. Like honestly, I really think it's just the latter half where the game falls apart. Because I've told you about this before, how the latter half becomes one big escort mission. Right? Like I told you this before, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Where you just gotta like protect this one woman throughout like the whole latter half of the game. And the thing is, the more damage she takes, the harder it's gonna be to get your good ending. So like it actually affects your ending, right? Because
that makes sense, but that's also a shitty gameplay system.
It is, right? Like she can die, but you know, if she takes too much damage, she kind of like, I don't know, it just makes it really hard to get the good ending, basically, right? Like impossible if she takes too much damage. So it's really, really bad. It's a bad idea. But the first half of the game's really good, you know? It's just when you get to the escort mission, it's like, oh, well, well, now I'm not having as much fun, because now I gotta, like, protect this other character who can't do anything. Right?
Yeah, no, it's never fun when you have to deal with stuff like that, especially if it's, like, later in the game.
Yeah. And what's also really, BS, and I'm gonna probably tell you more about this, like, when you eventually maybe play the game.
I will play eventually, hopefully.
Hopefully, because I do want you to play the Silent Hill games at some point. But there's this one part in the game where, like, so the room, every time you go back to your room, you get, like, healed, right? And, like, it's kind of your safe place, right? Because there are various points during the level when you can go back into the room. And yeah, it's good. But there's this one thing in the game where, like, the game actively tricks you, right? Because, like, there's this thing that happens in the game where, without spoiling anything, it's basically like, here's an item, take it, right? And then you take it, but then it curses your room, and that's all it does. It just curses your room, so your room doesn't heal you anymore. You go around various places in your room, and it damages you. And then you gotta use items to, like, cleanse your room, basically, right? It's like a real pain in the ass. But you can just not take the item, and you don't lose anything by not taking the item. It's not a required item, you know? Like, it's not a required item at all. All it does is actively hurt you if you take the item, right?
It's like, yeah, you could deal with this pain in the ass mechanic, or just don't.
But, like, it's also kind of like, but in a weird way, that's also, like, it's a pain in the ass, but in a weird way, it also kind of makes sense, because the way you get the item is a really suspicious character who, realistically, you probably shouldn't trust, is the one that offers the item to you, right?
Yeah.
But, let's be fair, playing the video game, you're gonna get an item, and you're gonna think, oh, I need this for something. Clearly.
Probably, yeah.
But you don't. You really don't. Yeah, like, it's really mean. The game, like, tricks you. So honestly, Megan, when you do get around to playing that, I might even just tell you just not to pick up the item. Right?
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. But I'll be like, man, I need that.
But yeah, right? But then you'll see, like, how the game tricks you to do it. Right? Like, it's literally the game trying to trick the player, which I actually think is very clever. But it's also a piece of shit. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, that is kind of being a piece of shit, but you know, it's kind of cool.
But yeah, I don't know. Silent Hill, the room is okay for the first half, at the very least. And you're probably not gonna like it, I'm gonna be honest with you.
That feeling when you're trying to make me play games you know I won't like,
Well, I just know you don't like, you know, escort missions, excuse me.
I know, I'm just, bugging you.
And I know you're probably gonna, like, struggle with, like, keeping her, you know, safe. Because everybody does. It's not easy. Oh my god, I got, like, hiccups now. That's what I get for drinking water during E3. It's also, I don't think I've ever actually seen this Contra game. Like, it's probably not worth talking about anyway, just because I know the later Contras became pretty poo-poo, right? So, you know. I did rock, paper, scissors. Nice. Oh, with the Chun-Li cosplayer. Nice. Is that Chun-Li? I think it's Chun-Li.
I think so.
It's been hard to tell. Maybe not. No, because Chun-Li doesn't have, like, a cape. I just saw, like, the things in her hair.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know which character it's supposed to be. I like that you gotta beat her in, like, rock, paper, scissors, I guess, though, and maybe you get something.
Yeah, the swag.
Although it looks like you get many chances to win, so... Yeah.
I assume you get, okay, I was like, wait, he's literally just staying rock the entire time. But yeah, you probably just do it until you win.
Probably, or maybe it's like a best out of, but everybody seems to be winning so far, so... Yeah. And it'd be kind of mean for a company to go like, you didn't win, okay, you don't get anything.
Yeah. That just kind of seems like a strategy to keep people at your booth just that little bit longer.
True. Metal Slug. I don't know which one. It's one of the Metal Slugs. You know, me and one of my friends actually, like, because there's a Metal Slug game on Steam, I don't remember which one. We bought it and we played co-op together for like a night, right? Because we're gonna like try to play it. And the game's actually like really hard. And I think we got to the last level and then we died and we were like, okay, fuck it, we're done trying for the night. And then we just never tried it again. We never picked it back up. It's really kind of funny. Because damn, it was really hard. It was like actually a total pain in the ass to get to the last level.
Yeah. I know I've done that before. Buy a game, play it for like a night or two, and then just never touch it again. I never played any Metal Slug games though.
They're fun. They're fun. It's just like one of those games where it's like, just go on like side-scrolling shooting rampage, you know?
Yeah.
Fade to green, then fade out from green. Which one is this? You have powers a second sight, maybe?
Maybe.
Because I know second sight is a lot like, oh god, I guess these... Excuse me, sorry about that. Because I know second sight is kind of a lot like PsyOps. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the second sight. But like, PsyOps is better. Like, PsyOps is the better game. It's just, you know, I always kind of lump them together because they're both the same kind of game that came out around the same time, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you got these two, like, mind kind of telekinesis sort of games that you can play and you can, like, shoot people as well. It's like, oh, okay. This one I know we've seen at local game store a good few times.
Yeah, I think so.
Having a lot of fun trying to break the camera. There you go. I do appreciate how they're like, okay, can we just like break the game in the demo?
I mean, that's always fun. See how far you can push the game.
It just doesn't really seem like the kind of thing you'd normally see at E3. So I'm just kind of impressed by it.
Yeah.
We. DOA. Looks like the same trailer we saw at the conference, actually.
Yeah. You're right.
Dead or Alive still a thing? Is it still a series?
I want to say yes, but I don't know when the last game would have come out.
I feel like if it is, it's one of those games that comes around like every now and again, just to kind of remind you that it's alive, right?
Ironically, yeah.
I got a spinning wheel.
So it seems like the last one released was Dead or Alive 5 in 2015. They later released a free-to-play version of it, and I guess in Japan, it was physical in Japan and digital everywhere else.
Okay. So, certainly not as relevant. Yeah, certainly not as relevant if it's mostly a thing in Japan, and if it has like a free-to-play game, like, yeah, it's certainly fallen out of relevancy.
Yeah, and I mean, they have a section for compilation games. I'm not entirely sure, like, what this one is in particular, but Dead or Alive Extreme 3 Scarlet was released in Japan in 2019.
Okay.
So they haven't made a new game in a while, but it seems they've at least re-released some.
Okay,
but
so
yeah,
they're
it's been
around.
quite a while.
Okay. Well, thank you for looking it up.
Oh, actually, just after I backed out there too, I see there's a Steam page for Dead or Alive 6 that released in 2019.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, as a fighter, it'd be really hard to compete with both Street Fighter and Tekken. Those are like the two big ones that everybody who's into fighters is probably gonna know, right?
Yeah, and I mean Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, and Mortal Kombat, but even then, I'd say Mortal Kombat is also kind of like in the realm of like, you know, I'm here, right?
Yeah, it's not as big as it used to be.
Certainly not as big as it used to be.
Well, this looks kind of interesting.
Yeah, this is that Advance Wars game on the Gamecube.
Yeah, I forgot they had one on the Gamecube.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's considered good or not.
Yeah, I have no clue. Just looking at it, it seems like it's probably a bit too different. So probably not good.
Yeah.
Because Advance Wars is like a tactical game, right?
Yeah, it's a tactical game similar to Fire Emblem.
Yeah, this is like a third-person shooter. So it's probably just too different, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, Four Swords Adventures. I did play some of Four Swords Adventures. It was pretty good. So yeah, you can, do that.
Yeah, it's still really cool that they let you do that.
Yeah. Go, Leon, go.
This looks like it might be the same reel we saw from the conference, too.
I think it is, yeah. Or at least some of that was.
Yeah.
Geist. We should pick up Geist sometime. I think Geist would be a good one to have.
Yeah, is it only on GameCube?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yo, look at these colors. Oh boy, you can be anywhere and play your video games. On the SP.
I mean, it's a good system. Nice. I guess I would have been Hamtaro Ham Ham Heartbreak.
No, I'm actually not too sure which one that was.
Okay, that's the only one I know on the Game Boy Advance. I want to say it only got a couple games.
Let me see here. Let me see. Let's see. So it looks like that may have been Hamtaro Ham Ham Games.
Oh, okay.
Which came out in 2004. Did pretty well, actually.
That's interesting.
I think it's just like a collection of minigames. Never what?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was saying I never heard of that one, but yeah, if it's a collection of minigames, that makes sense.
Yeah, right. That's pretty neat. So yeah, we saw a lot of interesting things on that show floor, actually.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. Probably don't need to do the one with the interview. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think we should still like peek through the one with the interviews? Like, probably not in this video, but like maybe just see if there's anything like kind of relevant.
I mean, we can if you want. Like, I'd say I'm pretty content with what we saw. If you'd want to eventually move over to 2005.
Okay, because I do think we saw more than enough of what I'd really care to see. Yeah. I guess I'll just say what the video would have been though if we did watch it. Maybe we still will. It would have been this one, E3 Floor 2004 by Internet Video Dump. It's just like a collection of interviews. That's why I'm very like, yeah, do we really need to see it? Because like it's just someone talking to other people, which isn't bad, but it's not really the kind of vibe I'm going for with like, yeah, E3 show floor kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, it's a bit too corporate rather than just, you know, kind of chill hanging out E3 type stuff.
Yeah, because we're here to see like, you know, the more human side of E3. Now, once again, maybe it'll change if I start running out of those show floor videos to watch. And then maybe we'll start doing some of these. But I think as long as we still have them, like, listen, unless Peter Molyneux is like on here, but
yeah, we'll have to see if we can find an interview with Peter Molyneux.
Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, should I just do it real quick? Should I just see if I can find anything?
Yeah, I mean, take a quick look and see.
Okay, hold on.
I guess if we need to, we can always cut this out.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, we're just gonna pause this video here real quick. And just see, because I'm curious. If they do have one, then I do want to check it out, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're back. Video unpaused. We did find a Peter Molyneux interview in a different video by Bye Another Day. Thank you, Bye Another Day, but hello to the video. And, you know, whoops, ignore that. So, yeah, so we have... So we're gonna check it out. I think it's an interview of Fable. So we'll see if Peter Molyneux lies in this one. Like I say, the guy is very notoriously known for lying about every video game he's made. Maybe apart from Black and White and Black and White 2. I don't know if he ever lied about those ones. And those ones are pretty solid, so you know, go play them if you want. But let's see, what do we have here? Still on 2x speed? It is. I guess this one I'll run normal speed. It's only 4 minutes.
One of the core things of Fable is the ability to be good or evil.
That is true.
There's lots and lots of different things that you can do. Everything from, you know, take on quests and defeat dragons, do all the things that you'd expect.
That's not true. Well, ew. Okay, hold on. Let me think here. Because technically, okay, so technically he's not exactly incorrect about the dragon bit, but also that's not in the base game of Fable.
Oh.
That's actually something that they later did on, what was it called? Because it had like an expansion to it, but it wasn't
The
an
Lost
expansion.
Chapters?
The Lost Chapters, yeah.
Yeah.
So they have that in the Lost Chapters, but that's not in the base game, Peter. So
Half-Lie?
it's a half-lie. It's a lie that he corrected later, unless like that was always part of the plan. But I don't know.
In a role-playing game, but some things that you don't see in a role-playing game, like for example, why not have it that you could go and chat up a girl, and why not have it that perhaps you could go and get married to that girl?
I mean, that
and
is
you could have a family, and wouldn't it be more exciting?
True.
If you started off as a kid, but what that kid will become, what sort of hero he will be. Will he be good and noble, and will he take on noble and good challenges? Or will he be evil and nasty, and will he take every opportunity to be the black heart soul that they could possibly be? Or sort of anything in between. In other words, that this role-playing game will allow you to define what sort of player you are, not by choosing an option at the start of the game, but by actually playing the game.
I mean, that is true. Man,
Every
really old
time
UI
you do
too.
Something, and people see you do something evil, they'll react. After a time, you'll actually look more evil. You will look more sinister. Your jaw offsets. Your eyes get a little bit more narrow.
That is
You'll walk
mostly
into
true.
Towns, and all the women will go inside and lock all their doors because they'll be scared of you. You see them looking through the window.
No trouble, please. No trouble, please.
Nah, they both said the same thing. That's crazy.
The world reacting to what you're like as a player. One of the ambitions we really, really wanted is a mix combat. I didn't want to be just a swordsman or just someone who's good at range combat or just someone who's good at
The game does have
I
good
wanted to be
magic,
able to
I will say
go
that.
into a fight. I wanted to be able to turn on certain magics, and then I wanted to be able to fight, and then if I saw an opportunity where I was fighting to bring up my bow and arrow, I wanted to be able to fire off a bow. So what we've had to do is find a way of doing the combat so that you could use all of your weapons all of the time and all of your magics and combine your magics together. And I should be able to do all that with just simple button presses, not going into some long menu list and selecting a spell. It's got to be quick, it's got to be action orientated. One of the reasons that I put marriage into Fable is because I felt it would be a nice thing to do. It's a good thing to do. You know,
I mean,
evil
fair.
people get married, they do something else.
You've been gambling, haven't you? You better not be boasting again.
And I was watching some of the testers, and he started chatting up the mayoress's daughter. And he brought her some chocolates and some roses, and then eventually they got married. And, you know, that's really proves that, you know, even a 15-year-old kid can buy into the idea of getting married. And then he started doing this strange thing. He then took the girl's father, who was the mayor, who was very rich, and killed him.
Oh.
And then he went back to his house where his wife lived and killed her.
Oh.
And of course it dawned on me that he'd realised that when the mayor died, all his money would be left to the daughter. And when she died,
I don't think
all
that's
her money would be left to him.
something that can happen in
And
the
he
game,
ended
though.
up with all this gold, ended up being more evil than ever.
So I
Having
want
had
to I want to call Peter Villeneuve out on this. I'm pretty, now I could be wrong. I never really got too deep into the marriage mechanics of Fable, right?
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure the NPCs don't have a lineage of like, oh, it's the mayor's daughter. Or, you know, like, oh, the money transfers when characters die. That's not how the game works, I'm pretty sure. And this, to me, reads a lot like, oh, yeah, that happened kind of moment, right? Like, he's like, oh, we had this game tester, you know, 15-year-old kid, and he, you know, was chatting up this girl and, you know, gave her chocolates and roses, and then they got married. And then he realized this, right? It's like that reads to me very much like that didn't happen at all. You know, I don't even know if a 15-year-old could be a game tester. I'm not too sure like how that would even work. Because like it's still a job, and I feel like you'd still need to be like old enough to be able to have a job. Unless he got, like, someone in-house to have their kid do it, maybe. Like, I'm not really too sure.
I was gonna say, it would either be, like, an in-house thing, or maybe they would have some kind of, like, voluntary study that they could maybe join? I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah. But, like, unless that was something that they had in, like, an earlier version of Fable, where NPCs did have a lineage, a family tree, and, you know, you could, like, they could transfer money, that does not happen in the game. Like I say, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's not how the game works. So thank you, Peter. You've given me not as many lies as I was expecting so far, but you've given me a couple that I can call you out on.
Dead wife shoved it in the bedroom at the top of the house. And that just goes to show you, even when you think of an idea, when in this simulated world, there are so many different events that can happen in that idea.
See, it's a really good game. like that's the thing too, right? Like I'm looking at Peter Molyneux and his lies, man. But it's still a really good game. That's like the problem, right? Is you can't really say, oh, Peter lied and therefore the game is shit because of it. It's like, no, Peter lied, but I mean, it's still a good game, right? Like, you know, like that's kind of thing. Like that's what I find so weird about this. Like he could just be honest about the game and it would still be just as good, right?
Yeah.
Because like Fable 1 and 2 are really good, but he lies like so often with the games. I don't know. To me, I don't get it. To me, it's just like crazy. Like I said, the dragon thing is like a half truth. So, but he words it like, oh, you can go out into the woods and slay a dragon. It's like, no, because the dragon is like a story thing that kind of happens. I'm not going to go into detail, but like it's a story thing that happens, right? Like you have to do it if you want to finish the game entirely. You can't just go into the woods and find a dragon to slay, right?
You can try.
You can try. You definitely ain't finding anything, but you can certainly try. So yeah, it's very much, yeah, no, it's not good. Like, and for anybody that thinks I'm being kind of a bully to Peter Molyneux, like Megan and I literally like looked this up, and it like one of the search autos completes is Peter Molyneux lies, right?
Yeah.
Like that's how much people know about this. Like, I'm not being mean to Peter Molyneux here. Like he it literally is just a liar.
He did it to himself.
He did it to himself. So, you know, and in fact, we'll get to this one eventually, where we'll hear all about even more of his lies. Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy. Like, I don't know. His games are good, but man, the guy just cannot be honest. All right. So that's probably it for 2004 then. I think we're done. What do you think? Because I think we've seen enough. I don't think we need to do the interviews. We've seen Peter. We found a thing with Peter Molyneux, right?
Yeah, I think I'm good with everything for 2004. I think we've seen pretty much everything we need to see. There wasn't a ton of like unique stuff on the show floor that wasn't shown in the conferences this year.
Yeah, right. I mean, there were, because like you had, you know, like Silent Hill and Ace Combat, and like there were quite a few things on the show floor that we didn't really see at the conferences.
Yeah, like there was a few more, but I don't think there was quite as much as there was in previous years.
That could be true.
But I think that's just because they're showing more games in the conferences in general.
Oh, that's definitely true. But I also feel like you know, I think the interviews are just gonna take us to the same places we've been, like in the other show floor video.
Yeah.
That we looked at for the most part, anyway. So okay, I'll still leave a link in the description to it, just in case anybody else wants to watch it. But yeah, I don't really see much need to watch it ourselves. All right then.
Yeah.
So 2004 is done, and we'll be moving on to 2005. Which I think is a good year for games, I think. I'm trying to think what would have come out, but I'm pretty sure it would have been a good year for games. I think a lot of the 2000s were pretty solid. Like I said, I think the 2000s were solid. 2009
is like the GOAT of game years.
I think it's the GOAT of game years, but I think it also gets like Because when did the PS3 come out?
2006.
Really? Ooh.
Mhm.
Then 2005 is gonna be a good one.
Yeah,
Is that the
we'll
one
see
where
how
we're gonna
much of
get
that
the
we see.
memes? Are we gonna get the memes? Are we getting to the 2005 meme year? Oh my
Maybe.
god, Megan. It might be my favorite E3 coming up. Because I do remember watching this one live, and I remember the GameFAQs boards going wild with all the memes. Because, man. Oh my god, Megan. Okay, well, I'm excited for 2005, so we're going to do that as soon as we can.
Yeah.
But that's for me to be excited for now, and all you guys to be excited for after I started, probably. Because some of you guys might not know about some of the memes, unless Megan's lying to me and like the PS3 came out like later. But
I'm pretty sure it was 2006. I assume we might hear a little bit of it next year, but we probably won't see a full reveal until 2006.
I mean, potentially. Okay, so it's either 2005 or 2006 with the year with all the memes that I remember. And we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that when we get there. But okay, I guess that's it for 2004. So, anything else you want to say? You want to add?
No, I think I'm good. That was a good set of games, good set of conferences. I'm looking forward to seeing the next ones.
Hell yeah. All right. So then, I guess that's it for now. So thank you very much, everybody, for watching. We hope you all enjoyed. But for now, it's time to cue the outro. So Frag out, and we shall catch you guys later.
Bye.